All right, guys, let's go. It is time for yet another episode of the Florencio Files. Up here in the left, it is Strife. The red Terran says, good luck, have fun, I'm Terran. Holy crap, I believe it was a random player who actually told their race honestly. What a nice human. Down here in the bottom right, just coming out of left field like a fucking absolute whammy surprise. It is, of course, the Flovid-19 virus. I know, honestly, obviously, COVID is much more about respiratory stuff for the most part. It is a respiratory illness. But Flovid, on the other hand, is a lot more, it's something where, you know how some medications, it'll say side effects may include a sense of impending doom? That sort of stuff. With Florencio, it's more a sense of impending ego destruction, right? It's that point where you thought you were maybe not great at StarCraft, but you thought you knew what a StarCraft game looked like. You know, you thought you knew how to dictate it down a certain way, how to do a certain strategy, how to have some back and forth. And what you actually don't realize until you face the Flovid virus is that everything you knew about StarCraft was wrong. It's a lie. And the true nature of StarCraft reality is something that your tiny fucking brain can barely fathom. You know, you can barely comprehend. Your brain is just too smooth. What the fuck? He's just, oh my god, okay. 9 drilly boys are gonna charge into the main here. They're not perfectly stacked. It's a little obvious, but Strife was not looking. And the virus hits hard and fast. And it does look like Strife here, unprepared, already losing 3 SCVs. Flow here, he's going to go behind the mineral line and he's just going to look to deny mining. Meanwhile, he's floated that over. He's unloaded 5 command centers on the corner base and he's just looking at it. Could this be a more perfect scenario, by the way? His opponent's gone proxy Reaper. Proxy 3x Reaper. And Reaper, I'll tell you guys, Reapers have jetpacks. They can jump pretty far. They cannot jump to the island base. Okay, now this is a good fight here for Strife. Strife says, you know what? I'll work out, I'll take me vitamins, I've got a good immune system. Does fight off the initial wave of the virus. You know, a little worse for wear, a little bit bruised, but says, okay, well, I mean, surely I've won the game now. I know what a StarCraft game looks like. We're going to go to Strife's camera. We're going to try and see into the replay and see if we can really get a feel for what goes to Strife. Says, let's wait for a few units before we pull the trigger on this. He won't even know about these barracks here. Gonna fuck him up. Better put 3 guys on gas. Still not building SCVs. Strife is, it's fine. I've got to win with my all-in attack. Okay, we'll go. Let's go up the ramp. 2 Marines and a Reaper. Let's go. Yeah, surprise, motherfucker. What? What? He doesn't even spot the depot behind the mineral line, which would be a great free kill. He builds SCVs. He's very confused right now. He's gonna lift to barracks. Oh, I think he's sending barracks up to the top. Is he doing it? I think he's going to send barracks to the island. I think he knows. I think he's figured it out. I think he's going to try and fly the barracks up here and then land them and assault it with landed barracks tactics. Strife here is actually down 2 workers, funnily enough. But there's only 1 barracks up for Flow and he's got no units out. By the way, he's set up for the long game, guys. So Strife will think he's contained and meanwhile Flow can build a corner base down here on the gold and kick some ass. Strife's checking all the corners. He's like, what the fuck? He left the depot. Dude, that's such an important depot as well. Flow can get away with not rebuilding that for a while. The Marines really need to go up there and get that. The barracks slowly working their way up. This one's kind of going back home, I think. Factory is slightly ahead here for Strife, who honestly has already got to be super confused in this game. Flow's already got mules dropping a bit ahead of his opponent. He's up 2 SCVs. He's got Marines building, the factory on the way. And this barracks, I mean, it's going to, even if it tries to land there, obviously these slow zones, really slow to get there. Finally breaks free, but there's already a Marine ready. And is Flow even going to try to block it? Does he block it landing? Let's see if the barracks tries to land. The barracks could land right now. Flow's not bothering to micro. I mean, it's not like landing it will really do much. But Strife right now realizing that he has entered a very strange place. Who willingly would sacrifice 80% of their workers to try to kill you with some SCVs and then just fly to the corner? This is the moment where you realize you're not fighting a normal human. So for those who don't truly play a lot of StarCraft, I guess to give you an analogy that maybe you can relate a little bit more to describe the situation Strife's in right now, after that barracks flies through and he starts to comprehend the setup and the strategy from Flovid, he is actually starting to realize, it's the moment when you start shit in a bar. Someone bumps into you and you go, what the fuck, which way you going, mate? But then they kind of turn. There's a bit of a delayed reaction. And there's like a bit of a weird kind of lack of control. But then they fucking lock eyes on you. And their body gets really fucking kind of still and stiff and kind of like it's on the edge of pouncing. And you look into their eyes and they're dilated as fuck. It's like looking into a fucking solar eclipse or some shit. You're like, whoa! And there's fucking beads of cold sweat dripping down their face, and you're like, this motherfucker's on PCP. Like, it's the moment where you realize no matter what, you could break this dude's arm in the fight that's about to go down, they won't feel pain. You are fighting a psychopath, and this is not going to go well for you. And you can see Strife says, okay, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to try. Just going to fucking come. We'll just poke with a lib. I don't want to fucking get too deep into this shit with this psycho. This guy's a fucking weirdo, man. And he is. He's building a battle cruiser at the fucking gold base. Does he not have any units? Where the fuck is his marine, mate? Where's Flo's marine, guys? I'm trying to find it. Where is it under the tree? There it is. It was with the SCV. I'm like, where'd the marine go? Well, there he went. Oh, fuck. Billy was the only guy besides this Widow Mine guarding the mineral line. This lib's doing a great job. Strife here seems to be fighting clean, fighting well, landing some fucking jabs, maintaining distance. But you can tell the problem is he's not really sure if any of his strikes have really registered, you know? He can see it looks like he may have broken the fucking jawbone of Flo. But Flo doesn't seem to give a flying fuck. And he seems to be, he's smiling. Okay, this is that moment where you're striving, like, I'm winning, right? I'm winning. And then he gets that fucking Jack Nicholson grin from the fucking Shining or whatever it was. And you're like, oh my God. He's enjoying this. The fucking battlecruiser teleports into his base, dicks his cyclone instantly. A lib pops out. That can't do anything. And the battlecruiser says, welcome to Foxville. Population, one player named Strife. A single marine comes up and just gets destroyed. No, he's clicking on the factory. The Liberator does take it from the Widow Mine, but it's still alive. The greatest thing when you look at Flo microing his battlecruiser is he will just start clicking on random structures to spread the damage out. Now, we've explained that in the past as him trying to get maximum damage because Zergs regenerate. I guess it kind of applies with Terran because of medevac healing and building repair, where he feels if he doesn't kill a unit, he'll let them repair it. It'll give them more hope, and then he can kill it later for double the psychological impact. And let's be real right now, he's grinning, he's nodding, and he feels a bit excited. This is that moment where you're like, Jesus Christ. You're there and you're thinking maybe he's got me on my back, he's strangling me. You know, you're thinking as Strife, maybe I can get back in this if you're playing out strategies, and it's at that moment you feel what appears to be, you don't feel, but you see it, and you realize that he's at full mast while grappling with you. And you just throw your hands up and you're like, I surrender, I'm done, I don't know why. This guy seemed to enjoy having his fucking jaw broken by my Liberator. Absolute psychopath, clearly on drugs. And it's the moment where not only are you losing the fight, but you realize for some reason this psychopath is at full mast. You're like, there's no winning this battle. I just gotta hope he takes pity if I throw my hands up and surrender, because he's clearly a fucking sicko. GG, well played, Florencio, and good on you once again. Guys, I don't think you should do PCP. It's probably a bad idea. Drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. Stay healthy. And remember to macro on the ladder. Don't forget to support the Patreon. Links below. Smash the like button. Click subscribe. Turn on the notifications. We'll see you in the next one. Good night, guys.